Hi, my name is Royce, and you're watching a series that I'm starting. This is the first section called Foundation, with the mini section of the three R's that I think make a successful person and empower other individuals, which is being resourceful, being reliable, and being respectful. In this second part, we're going to be talking about why being a reliable person is a good trait that everyone should have, and why being reliable is important. I can't stress it enough. You know, when you go out there in life and you find a job or you try to make some friends, the first thing people like to see in another person is, are they reliable? Can you trust them to do something? Trust them to task? And this is kind of a double edged sword because just specifically for certain times and eras, some people are not honest, and people like these days have to watch out for scams and such and such and such. And there's things like people that sweet talk and all that. So when it comes to the perspective of for rich people and poor people, they are like really two huge, coins of the other side. For one, sometimes I believe, or it feels like rich people think it's okay to not be reliable to poor people, but they expect poor people to be reliable to them. It's kind of like the old system of feudalism, the master and slave complex. And in this context, in this current time, which as I was saying, in this current time, is people provide labor for a tool such as money or some sort of resource that you use to exchange for later on, which in history is basically called an IOU note. Like I owe you, you owe me, I do this for you, you owe me later. However, it's gotten to a point where it's just become like a numbers game and all that, and about making the big numbers, right? But that's besides the point. So, if you're a poor person, being reliable is like the only way you can prove to other people, especially the people that you're going to work for, like your employee, your employer, that you can do a job and they will reward you for it. Granted that the amount of work you put in to the system that we have now, you just get an X certain amount, and then the bonus you get is just like pocket change. For example, you work at some company, you produce an item that sells for $1,000, and then you only get paid $20 an hour, and then your bonus is like, maybe less. Like, it's not, you know what I'm saying, it's not really a good key or determination of saying that, oh, this person is reliable because they can provide the work. But no, it's just they're reliable because they get the job done. That's pretty much it. And then for rich people to be reliable is, like I said, a double edged sword because it's hard to find rich people that are reliable with each other unless there's some sort of formal exchange or a transaction that they both benefit from. And that versus, poor people or people that are trying to get up to that level, it's difficult. See, that's pretty difficult. Being reliable as a rich person versus being reliable as a poor person. So, what do I think or believe that the solution is? While I do still think being reliable is an important trait everyone should have, rich people should practice it, and poor people should also practice it. And here's the deal: when everybody is reliable and they know how to, tell people that they can't do this or they can't do that or they can do this for this amount of this, it becomes easier for people to cooperate. And everyone knows that cooperation is key to having like a better life and all that. So I don't really need to explain further why people should be reliable to each other. If it's for monetary gain or just for materialistic purposes or capitalism along the lines of that, then it really doesn't serve anyone except for the person that's executing that plan, right? So that's one trait that I think everyone should have to empower themselves and be a better person, is to be reliable to each other. And also be honest. Like if you don't want to do something, just tell that person, hey, I'm having a bad day, I don't want to do that. There's not really much need to lie. People will do anything that they want to do and will do if they feel that it's worth doing. Am I right or am I wrong? Because, like, also rich people, they don't want to make deals that they don't benefit from. Same thing with poor people. But poor people are forced to suck it up in these days. But that should be changed because, you know, we're going to have like changing times. But in order to make this guide timeless, let's forget about that and just be reliable to ourselves and to other people, to empower ourselves and community. But Royce, I'm starting from nothing. How am I supposed to show people that I'm reliable? It's easy. When you are born in this world, obviously you go through the education system they have and whatnot, learn the system that they have, go through it, and to become reliable, you have to do like tasks, internships, jobs, your work history. All of these show that you can be a reliable person and do this X amount of tasks for this X amount of money, even if it's not fair or whatever, it still shows that you can be a reliable person by performing the task. Although it is getting kind of nuts, you need like 5 years experience and not be an expert at everything these days. So that will be saved for another topic in this series that I'm doing. But for now, that's it for being a reliable person. Then we're going to move on to the third trait, which is respectful.